I just watched a new Indian film at my local AMC called, and I'm going to mispronounce this, SITAARE ZAMEEN Par. This is, and I know I pronounced it incorrectly, and to the benefit of anybody who enjoys or doesn't enjoy me mispronouncing the names of Indian actors and creatives, you're in luck. I don't have my notes. I just walked out of the theater. I don't know any of their names, but it was a very enjoyable film. This film is a remake of a 2018 Spanish film that was also remade starring Woody Harrelson as a film called Champions. Now, I believe the Spanish film was the Spanish equivalent of the word champions. I've not seen that, and I've not seen Champions. I've only seen the film I just saw, this new Indian film, and I gotta say I really enjoyed it. You know, I actually went into this movie 100% blind. I have the AMC A-list, which allows me to go to the movies like 3 or 4 times a week and not pay out of pocket, so it gives you the illusion of seeing a free film. And I like Indian movies. It's very rare that I see one that I don't enjoy. So I just saw that it was a comedy, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go see an Indian comedy. And as it unfolded, I'm like, oh, apparently this is a basketball movie. And then it was, oh, apparently this is like one of those stories where somebody has to reluctantly coach a group of outsiders or people who aren't great at a sport. And in the end, everybody learns something, just like the Bad News Bears or the Replacements or apparently Champions. So I had no idea what I was getting in for with this film. And when it introduced the fact that the story basically, if you don't know Champions or the original film, the story basically is a guy who's a pretty selfish, kind of very tight, kind of very curmudgeonly, youngish assistant basketball coach, loses his temper and biffs right in the puss the coach that he has been working with. So he's clearly probably out of a job, and he drives inebriated one night and has a run-in with the law, comedically, not tragically. So basically, either he has to pay an incredible fine, go to jail, or do community service. He is sentenced with community service at a community center for people who are mentally challenged, and he is given the task based on his skill set of being a coach for their basketball team. So they're comedically, for the most part, not good at basketball. They are comedically... See, this is where I didn't know where the film was going to go. I was a little nervous where I'm like, is this going to be making fun of handicapped people? Because if it is, I'm out. I don't cotton to that. That's not cool. In a different time, that was done more often, and maybe occasionally it is done now. And this film starts to do that a little bit, and I'm like, oh, how is this going to go? But it really does it to a good effect. It's not offensive. It's fun. It's funny. It's a comedy. And one by one, they do develop the characters of all of the young people on this team. Say young people, it's not really kids. They're men and a woman who are probably seem to be in their 20s, late teens or 20s for the most part. They each have their quirks. They each have their isms. They each are an individual. You do see eventually the life of these people, what their specific traits are, what they do that is productive to society, how they contribute, how they are part of their community and embraced by their community. It's a really good movie. Got me a little misty a couple times during the movie. I might even be misty talking about the movie. It was just a movie about these very rare thematic things of, you know, everybody has something they're good at. Everybody, if they choose to, can work together and achieve things, and everybody has value. And many characters in the film learn to get over their hump, learn to get over whatever their fear was, whatever was blocking them from progressing in various aspects of their lives. Our main character not only is dealing with a DUI and loss of the job and doing something that he feels is beneath him. He should be coaching a major sports team, and instead he's dealing with a bunch of handicapped people. He also is somewhat estranged from his wife. He's living at home with his mother. And this guy is, let's say he's in his 30s. Maybe he's in his 40s. This guy has a wife who is a former actress, and she's running a successful clothing business. And he is living at home with his mother, coaching a team at a community center. So he's not where he wants to be in life. So it is a film about all these people sort of striving to either striving or intentionally or unintentionally getting where they want to or should be in life. It's funny. It's laugh out loud. For me, it was laugh out loud funny, and not a lot of comedies do that for me a few times. And it was funny, and it had a lot of heart. And I know these films don't play everywhere in the country in which I reside. They tend to only play places that have a large Indian community. which is for me cool because generally I'm the only Caucasian sitting in the theater, but really generally I'm the only person sitting in the theater when I see these. And this was an audience where I had maybe 6 or 8 Indian folks in the theater, which was great. You know, it was great to sort of see this with the crowd that it was really intended for. But what I'm trying to say is this is a film that if you were somebody who doesn't watch a lot of Indian movies and you this would play well with a mainstream audience. Let's just say that. If a mainstream audience didn't have an issue with reading subtitles, which this is, annoyingly, it was sort of an SDH subtitled, so it had in brackets like upbeat music plays, car alarm goes off. I always find that very distracting. It's very useful for people who need it, for deaf and hard of hearing people. Whenever I see like a Blu-ray or something that the only option is the SDH, I find it distracting because I'm reading things. Sometimes I'm reading things before they happen. That also kind of happens with inopportunely timed subtitles on occasion. But this is a film that I think a normal person there you go. That is something that is brought up in this film, and it is explained very well. There are different levels of normal. Normal is different things to different people. When I say normal person, I usually just mean a mainstream audience. I like weird stuff. I like foreign films. I'm the guy who's going to see Indian films every week. I love old movies, foreign films, weird films. What I refer to as normal people is just like your average person who goes to a movie and they just want to be entertained. They don't want anything that's too out there. They want something that's entertaining. And I always say movies are like bubblegum for a lot of people. It's something that you pop in, and while the flavor's there, it's great. And once you kind of lose the flavor, you spit it out. You never think about it again. I feel that's normal people are like that with movies for the most part. This is the kind of film that a normal, average American moviegoer would probably quite enjoy. I don't know if they didn't bite when it was called Champions. I don't know why they would bite when it's an Indian film, but anyway, I'm kind of rambling at this point. It was a decent film. No actors that I recognized in this, and as I'm seeing more and more Indian films, I am recognizing more and more actors. I don't always know their names, but nobody in this film. But they were all good, and it was very entertaining, and I really enjoyed it. The audience I saw it with was laughing here and there. So here's the problem for me, just being a white guy from America who's getting into Indian films, a lot of the titles are, while using letters that I recognize, those letters are arranged into words that are not common to me, so I don't retain the title. So unfortunately, I mean, you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this in the Cinemaniacs TV program, the title's right there. If you're watching it on YouTube, the title's right below the video, but I do not remember the name of the title because it's not a title. Because literally I went in blind into this movie going, hey, it's an Indian comedy. Cool. I don't care what it's called. I don't care who's in it. Sure, guaranteed it's 2.5 hours, and I'll probably enjoy it, and I did. So I can't tell you the title of this film, but I can tell you that if you're watching this video relatively close to when I posted, it's probably playing at an AMC or indie theater near you. After that, it will invariably be on one of the major streaming services, because most of these do wind up on the streaming services here. So if you are curious, if you watch Champions and you're like, what is an Indian version of this like? There's this film. If you watch the Spanish version, you're like, there's 2 other versions of this. The answer is yes, there's this and there's Champions. Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it.